My granddaughter Emma and my granddaughter Abby.
Girls. Travel and everything. No, she won't wear to church, sorry. Yeah, but we love her a lot, and she's an awesome mom.
I'm Denise Haas Lewis, and my mother is Lois Haas. My father was Warren, and my grandma was Anna Sullivan, and Earl, her husband, Sullivan. And we were talking about potato chips and running in her bed, but I remember when I went to St. Patrick's School, we would go over to the cafeteria, and Grandma worked in the cafeteria at the high school, and after we got finished eating, some of us would sneak up there. Ann and Jane taught. We would sneak back sometimes, and Grandma would give us extra food or cookies or whatever. We used to stay at her house all the time and probably drove her crazy, and she used to wake us up by tapping her glass in the morning, and we got to have chocolate milk. And that's the only time I ever really got to have chocolate milk was up at Grandma's.
You have the couch.
They can give chocolate.
Yeah.
Ron Revere here, son of Mary Bruce Sullivan Revere and Ray Revere, and I'm one of 4 children in that family. The oldest child is my younger brother, told everybody a few minutes ago.
And you're an excellent driver.
I'm responsible for safely getting him back from Ireland. Anyway, yeah, go right, Ron, go right, get right. Yeah, roundabouts and left-hand driving were experience. Anyway, I'm here with my wife, Julianne. We have 3 sons. We're living in Jordan, Minnesota, near Minneapolis. And we have 13 grandkids. And I wasn't able to get any of them to get down here. So hopefully next year we'll have them down here. So thank you.
I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Angie Ferguson, and this is my sister Lois Vicky. I'm from by Chicago, Hoffman Estates, Illinois, and she's from Valville, which is near St. Louis. We are members of the James B. Reeves family, which was Anna and Marcella's brother, and Dave invited us for today. Nice to meet you all.
From the Reeves family, she has been a tremendous resource. She is the genealogy expert on all the Reeves families. Gilbert had several children, and she has brought her books. They're on display up here, and anyone has any interest, you might want to get her contact information if you have interest in following up and having any Reeves questions, back to Ireland, to anywhere. She is the expert. So you can see her books, they're great. And so she shared them with me in the past. And so thank you.
And is she the one that did the large family? Okay,
Your mother.
My mom did.
Tell about your
I
mother.
brought ours today. My mom with, and I don't know who else, but like 4 of the Reeves in-laws and aunts and uncles and stuff went together and did the tree and the history. And she communicated with Jane Reeves, who was James Reeves's daughter, who in Ireland for many, many years, back and forth. So they kept in contact with the family over in Ireland. But I wanted to just mention that I was a babysitter for Lois Hawes's kids.
Okay.
Yes, I do. No, because we had to go apologize because we acted up so bad.
I remember that day, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, at church, yeah, come and apologize for the door.
I came to the house once to apologize because I remember that.
We want to do one last recognition before we get, the real purpose here is not family, it's food. So I want to make one last presentation, and Dave, if you'll work your way down here and present to our first timers, little do they know what they're about to get in store for. If you'll crown.
Oh, we got it backwards. There
This may be the last.
Somebody get a picture.
Oh, must we?
This one doesn't have a shampoo.
Oh,
No, so you can tell them apart.
Thank you very much. You're so
Right.
kind.
Trust me, in the you know, the sense of our family values, it's the least we could do.
Yeah, the sun, I can't probably see it. It's like,
And for anyone, as you leave, if you would like a treat, there are bags here. You know, our reputation has gotten into Wisconsin. A friend of mine's wife makes these little bags for every possible thing. She sent me enough, or I thought it was going to be enough, first come, first served, of these bags that she makes year round and donates them to different charities. It wasn't clear if she thought we were a charity or she was just being nice, but they're sitting up here with candy in them to take with you when you leave. Quite welcome. And I did want to make one last announcement. We have a sister, Mary Jane Hawk, who lives in Oregon, who got so excited about this, got her trip and her ticket so she could get the cheap rate. The surprise was she canceled it as fast as she could get it and is staying back in Oregon. There's illness in the other side of the family, putting emphasis on the other side. Therefore, she made a choice, and she would be here if she, I thought she was going to be here. So Sister Ann phones me, she said, do you suppose the surprise is she's going to be there today and we're not expecting her? Well, the surprise is that she isn't. Anyway, she would have been here if she could.
Ireland recently. About the middle of January, Rick called me and he said, you know, we were talking on your deck one day last fall and you mentioned something about going to Ireland. I've decided I want to take you to Ireland for your birthday. And I said, so first of all, I want to give him a...
He's an excellent driver.
Yeah. So, anyway, long story short, I'm thinking, well, okay, so sometime this year, you know, we'll go to Ireland, we'll get the thing, you know. Next day he calls, he says, how's the 19th of February? This is like 5 weeks, I think, after he initially called me. And I said, well, sure, let's go, you know. So anyway, long story short, we went. It was a great time. We left on the 19th of January and returned on the 26th. And little did he know, but his daughter, Emily, his oldest daughter, Emily, was pregnant with twins, which we all knew, and was due the 29th of March, okay? Well, little did Rick know, Emily, being the professional that she is, always concerned, she works for the mayor of Hoffman Estates.
The director of operations.
Director of operations. So timing, scheduling, and producing on time immediately kicked in. So
Just in time.
So we are ready to leave on the 19th. I get up, I stayed overnight at Rick's house. Where's Mary? Oh, Mary's at the hospital. She got a call that Emily went into labor. Now this is 5 weeks before her due date, right? And the same day that Rick and I are leaving for Ireland. She delivered twins 5 hours about before we left.
Fraternal twins, not identical.
That's not a just, that's.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Look at that suit.
So I'll show you the picture. So anyway, this is Emily in the hospital with her husband Frank, who is a pilot,
AirTran pilot.
AirTran pilot.
6'9" pilot.
Right.
They get him into the cockpit with the jaws of life.
He's 6'8", 6'9". Yeah. Now, and Emily is 6'2". So these babies, even though they were 5 weeks premature, were 5.5 pounds each, 17 inches. They look perfectly normal. You know, I can't imagine another 5 weeks in the womb. You know? And she had a natural childbirth, right, Mary? And they were suspecting they have to do a C-section, but they both came within 4 minutes of each other. Phenomenal. So that was our start to our day leaving for Ireland. So this is Emily and Uncle Ron, her favorite uncle.
Okay, right up.